There, 3, 2, 1.
I hope the 2-minute warm-up works, because it's darn chilly in this house, John.
Well,
darn chilly.
It's the 2-minute warm-up, but I don't know if it means that we're going to warm up.
I hope it does.
I don't know.
I need a warming up.
Yeah, my hands are freezing.
Yeah. And I even have socks on today.
Oh, boy.
I need to be warmed up.
They have a lot of table.
Oh, so what do you want to... Which way? This way? We're trying to figure out...
No, that goes all the way up this way.
Do you want to put it down more, but then you won't see me?
No, I think it's good.
Okay. Always trying to figure out where we are. These young
I'm to the
whippersnappers, these young whippersnappers, it just takes them a minute and boom, they have it set up.
Hey, Krista, good to see you. Thanks for sprinkling us out.
Yeah, us old folk would take a while. Where are we?
Where are we? What are we doing?
What day is it?
What's going on?
John, are you doing the craft or I'm doing the craft?
Oh, my God. Krista says it's 2 degrees where she is.
Oh, my goodness, Krista.
We're supposed to get super cold next week. It's cold today, but not like that.
No, it wasn't. It was cold, but not like bitter cold. But I haven't been out in the last 3 weeks, I think.
Hey, BB Crafts, good to see you. Who's that, Bernice?
Bernice, yeah. In the last 3 weeks, I think I've
Hi,
only
Candy,
been
good
like
to see you.
3 times to the car and didn't get out of the car.
Thanks for sprinkling, Bernice.
Just rode with you and stayed in the car.
Hey, Rose Haas Crafts. Now, who's that?
Jenny.
Jenny?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
But, yeah, I haven't been out.
It's 8 o'clock.
Oh, oops.
2-minute warm-up's over. Hi, Aries Moon. Thanks for sprinkling.
Yeah, Dina, I always feel badly because we have to, I told you we're old, everything takes longer. John, it takes a while to set up everything for before we go live, so we always miss the end, and I have to go back and watch how your project turned out. But I really
Candy
enjoy
says
seeing
it's a
it.
balmy 8 degrees.
Oh, geez. Who said that?
Candy.
Oh, boy. So I guess we should get started. Hey, it's Marilyn and John with Done By Me, coming to you live from Magnolia Hall on the Delaware. And what river are we on, John?
The Delaware, Mare.
The Delaware River.
Wait,
That's
where
correct.
are we? Oh, we're in the kitchen.
Yeah, we're in the kitchen today.
Hi, Linda
My
G.
foot
Good to
is
see you.
substantially better, so thanks everybody for their thoughts and prayers. It's better, but I don't want to go down to the basement. I don't want to hoof it down and all this stuff and be on the cold floor. I don't know whether that's good for it or bad for it or whatever, but I just decided steps are not going to be my friend. What's so funny?
Krista says, I need to remember all the names. She's going to give me a quiz at the end of the live. I don't know. I'll probably flunk.
Yeah. I don't remember everybody's name.
No, Marilyn
I'm sorry.
remembers better. Well, between the two of us, I guess.
And
if we forget, just tell us.
yeah, when I look at the things, I know everybody by looks, but then I'm like, wait a minute, let me get those names. In school, I used to have over 100 students at a time, 5 classes of at least 20 kids. And, trying to remember the names in the beginning, and then you give kids nicknames, it's easier, but it's hard.
So, hey, here we are. It's the Stand Tall Crafting Group.
I'm trying to sit tall.
You're trying to sit tall, you are. And welcome, and thanks for being here. And Krista, thanks again for inviting us along. As I always say, it's an honor and privilege to be here, and we appreciate your generosity and including us. We always have fun, and Marilyn, as we always say, you never know what's up her sleeve. And anyway, it's a free group, so join the page and check everybody out. Hope you had a chance to watch the other crafters, and if you didn't, go back and check their replays.
Everybody's craft's always
They'll appreciate that. And hey, guess what? There's somebody new coming on after us.
Yeah, their first time, so that'll be rather
J. Will Creations. Janice is coming on after us, so don't go away after us. Okay, Mare, take it away.
So I wanted to show, if you remember, I made this heart the other day, and I was going to put the quilting on the back too, but I decided I would do it one-sided. I put that neat felt that had a pattern in it. I never saw that before. And I believe, I don't know, I could have either had it for a long time or I could have gotten it from a Buy Nothing. I have no idea where half this stuff comes from. Most of the things as I'm cleaning, I don't remember ever seeing it before. So it's all new craft supplies.
Hey, Luann, good to see you.
So I still have to decorate them, but I wanted to show you today while I was watching Crafters. A lot of times I don't read the comments because I'm working on something, and so I made...
Thanks, Luann. She says that's pretty.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, Ruth, good to see you.
Instead of the front and the back...
Hi, Ada, good to see you.
I did 2 other hearts out of it, so I have 3 hearts. But I want to put some ribbon and all the trimmings that I'd like to put on, like I found this little flower, it's an old hat flower. All the trimmings are in the barn, and I don't feel like going out there with my foot and it being so cold. So as soon as I can get out there, I will trim those up. But
Bernice says those are so pretty.
I have the whole display now because I have the oil lamp with the red buttons in it. I have these.
Hey, Studio J Company, good to see you. Now,
these are what I made last night, and I felted them with some soap and hot water, and that's the larger one. If you remember, I used the cookie cutter, and here's a little red one. But when they're felted, they're really solid. They feel like if you ever had a dog and you neglected it and their fur got all matted, that's what this feels like.
Thanks for the hearts, everybody.
It's pretty solid, and you can get garland and things.
Bernice says pretty hearts, and Jenny says it's pretty.
At Home Goods, you know, some of these on a garland or whatever. So there are a million things you could do with them. You can put ribbons on them and hang them on a tray, just one. You can make garlands out of them. But they were the hearts from yesterday. So I finished them up last night and let them dry. And so now I wanted to show you another idea for felting, which is kind of fun, and we'll make it a simple project, and then from there you could get more involved. So I have two things here that I can do. But the first one, this is a styrofoam ball, but it's the styrofoam that's smooth. I think it's either kind you can use, but this is just what I had, and it's about this big.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Good to see you.
A baseball, but any size will work, and any type styrofoam ball would work, or any styrofoam shape, actually, you could do this with. And I'm going to go back to my roving. John has no idea. Oh, hi, Michelle. Yeah, I actually got up.
Our neighbors to be.
Yeah, our neighbors to be. And I was thinking, I have to tell you about, I was going to talk about being in co-ops all these years. I've been in co-ops for so many years. And then we finally decided to go out on our own and have our own store. But the co-ops are really fun, but they all have rules and all that with them. But you don't have to be there all the time. There's all kinds of advantages. But in our little town, you probably wouldn't have a store. We have like it's just, how many people are in our town?
About 5,000.
About 5,000 people. So it has like a convenience store, Dunkin'
Michelle
Donuts.
Says that's right.
Dunkin' Donuts. It has a hair salon. It has a pizza shop. It has a deli kind of a shop. They're all small little mom and pop places. And it has kind of a gourmet lunch, I guess, breakfast, lunch kind of a place, and baked goods kind of thing. And
hey, Vintage Country Crafting, good to see you.
Hey, what else is in there?
We have 2 jewelers in town.
And 2 jewelers in town.
A real estate agency.
Yeah, real estate. And in New Jersey, it's legal. And so this small town has that shop too. So But I don't think crafts or gift shop would be all that popular.
Michelle
I don't
said,
think
oh,
enough people.
7-Eleven.
Yeah,
Did you
convenience
say that?
store, yeah. So anyway,
Michelle says she would have loved your store. I bet it was amazing. Well, you know, Maryland, it was.
the nice thing was we were down the shore
I know,
and
good
on
to
a
see
main
you.
drag, and off the main drag, back in the woods, it was all at one point like forest, flat forest land, and on the all back in there.
Hey, Lorraine, good to see you.
opened-
She says, that's a village.
Yeah, that's a little village. And all the restaurants are good. Everything's good. It's
Thanks,
just
Nora. Appreciate
everything's
it.
mom and pop and small, very small. But down the shore, so all back in the woods, they've made them into like mobile home parks. Is that what we call them?
Yeah, I guess.
And when you go back, the mobile homes are really fancy. And they all go for what? Probably about $150 now, 150,000. And you
least.
don't own the land. Yeah, at least that now. You don't own the land. You own the trailer. And after 3 years, was it 3 years or 5 years? There was a time limit. You couldn't sell them and stay in that park. If you sold them, they had to take them out of the park. But they have lakes and swimming pools, and I mean, it's really hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these trailers. So the people come from Philly and a lot of South Jersey, and they go down there on the weekend. So it's like weekend warriors. You don't want to go on the road that's near the liquor store. You know, everybody is loading up the Wawa. Everybody's loading up on their food for the weekend. But we had our regulars, and many people came in every weekend faithfully to visit. If it's a nice day, they might not come until later in the day or whatever, but they'd always stop in. And
Michelle says, Mom and Pops are the best.
yeah, they are the best. The food's the best. Everything's really, being in a small
Service
town
is good.
What?
Service.
Yeah, service is good. It's like Cheers. Everybody knows your name. But anyway, down there, the people would come in, and then people would count on buying gifts they needed or little things for their home. We sold a lot of furniture, John painted furniture, and we sold a lot of that. It's more beach-themed homes than country or anything. I made a friend that made soap, and we carried her soap there. We had 2 different vendors. One was a photographer that did beautiful photographs and made them into cards, and we carried his cards. And tell him the story about that, John. So I should start my project. I have the roving just lightly wrapped, just ever so lightly wrapped on here. Now, if I were going to do a dark one, I might want to paint the styrofoam or wrap it a little tighter. And I'm just going to apply this just with the needle. And this is where you want to be a little careful. I think there's a glove you can get to wear for this.
Hi, Sandy. Good to see you. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. She said she's ready for her dose of Maryland.
Oh,
It's always a treat.
always good for a laugh.
So Marilyn was talking about the people we had, some of their things in our store, and the one fellow was a photographer, and he,
Older gentleman.
you know,
I would say he
put
was like
pictures.
74 old.
Yeah, old, right. Well, at the time, to us, it's all relative. But he took his photographs and put them on cards. So it would be a beautiful photograph on a blank card that you'd open up, and then you could write whatever you want. So it, you know, whether you wanted to make it birthday or whatever you wanted to make it, but you had that option because it had his beautiful photograph on the outside. So he was telling us a story one day that his friend said to him that
His friend was a gourmet. Oh, yeah, his friend said.
yeah, his friend said, you know, your photographs are amazing. You must have a really, really great camera. And of course, he's telling us a story, and then he gives like a little smile, like, oh, it's only the camera, it's not the photographer. So he said, yeah, then one day she invited me to her place to have a nice gourmet meal, which he said was absolutely delicious. And at the end, I gave her a compliment and said, gee, your food was so delicious, it must have been the pots and pans.
You must have great pots and pans. So that's another thing John and I always say if somebody says something's good, you know. You can't put any of it, the skill of the people, you know. But kind of funny. And that's where also we had, you can tell them about Joseph. So I'm making
Do you want to
another.
tell them that story?
Yeah, you can tell them because most of the people probably didn't hear it.
Oh, I don't know. Do you want to hear the Joseph story?
These all people. We ended up making the most wonderful friends. So you can see how thin I have, how thin I have this. And I'm just going to lay it on here. And because the styrofoam is white, I don't really have to worry about any of it showing through. And again, if I were to use dark, I would probably paint the styrofoam. You okay?
Yeah, I lost you for a second. I don't know what happened.
I'm right here next to you, John. Hello, John.
But I got to go out and come back in again. I don't know what's going on.
Somebody was earlier having problems with the comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But if you didn't watch everybody today in the event, make sure you go back and see them because...
Yeah, isn't that a funny story, Michelle? You want to hear that story again, Candy? This one...
About Lazy Joseph.
This one couple we met, they came into the store once in a while, but somehow, I don't know how we developed some kind of friendship. We'd always go out to eat, but the missus was very dominant, and she definitely controlled everything, and the husband was very nice. I think he was very smart. I forget what kind of job. He had some intellectual job, I don't remember, but it was pretty impressive. Anyway, one night we're over there. They invited us to come to their house for dinner, and it was after, we closed the store. So we get there and, we're having a nice time at the table, and she's mostly dominating the conversation, sorry. Anyway, she just says, oh, excuse me, I have to get up and tend to the meal a second. So then we started to engage with her husband, Joseph, and he's a nice guy. I mean, he's quiet, but he's a nice guy. And then we were
Very nice.
going over some stories, or so he started to tell us some story about something, which I don't remember what the story was about, but the poor guy barely got into the story, and she came back out from the kitchen and sat back down at the table, and he was trying to finish his story, and she said, Joseph, stop, you talk too much. So Marilyn and I always laughed, like the poor guy didn't talk at all, but no, she told him he talked too much.
We went out to eat with him, and he would say, oh, I think I'll have chicken. No, Joseph, you won't have chicken. We're having chicken tomorrow at home. You will not have chicken. Like, the poor man.
Yeah, he couldn't get what he wanted. I guess he had to just, we wanted him to have fish or whatever, but nope, he couldn't have that.
And tell him about how lazy he was.
Oh, yeah, then the other story was when the one time we were there, and she was saying, yeah, that Joseph, he's so lazy. I came in, and he was on the laundry floor, stretched out with his eyes closed. Meanwhile, later he tells us he was out working in the heat all day for about 10 hours. But she called him, he was lazy.
They had a few acres, and everything was perfect. They got up like 3 o'clock in the morning and started collecting the whelk shells, and they're all lined up on the edge of their garden, just exactly perfect. Everything was perfect. And this was just their
it was their summer home.
It was, their summer home, their vacation.
They lived way up in North Jersey.
They lived in North Jersey. And so the poor guy, she would be down there sometimes during the week, and he'd be home. So we had all that other yarn. I'm sure it was just as perfect. He had all that to maintain. So we always say, and here he was asleep on the laundry room or bathroom floor. He couldn't even stand up to take a shower. He just fell asleep. But so we always joke about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, Candy.
What's that?
She says henpecked. But they were just funny stories.
They were just, there was a lot of nice people, and they were very kind. They invited us to eat, and they brought desserts up for John because they thought she thought I didn't take care of him good enough and didn't make him enough food. But they were very nice. Then there was a train museum near our store, and we befriended them. We had a lot of nice friends, and the library system was wonderful down there. Just a nice...
Old-fashioned term indeed, Candy. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. She says, hey, what you doing?
Yeah, I'm felting this styrofoam ball, and because it's white on white, and I'm half blind here, let me see. I'm trying to get this fairly even. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you can see it's fairly even and it's covered. I haven't done this for so many years. I'm going to take you up one day when I feel up to it, take you up to the sewing room and show you some. It's still disastrous. But I'm uncovering all these old projects, and I'm thinking, oh, I should show them this, I should show you that, I should show a lot of the different things. And just while it's still a mess, I can show you around before I start putting too many of the things away.
Yeah, I know. Who knows, Michelle?
But, so now we have...
Kathy says she bought a thing to felt, and she has no idea what to do.
Who did?
Kathy Stewart.
Oh, Kathy. I don't know what kind of a thing you got. You can make like little freestanding figurines. Do you want to grab that dog that's off the top of the china closet in the family room? The dog closet.
The dog closet?
Yeah. John will grab the freestanding dog. I saw it up there. You don't need to bring anything else, just a little dog. But you can make freestanding figurines, and one of the first things I made was this little dog. It's really rough and has that fellow on the Great British Bake Off says, rough and ready. It's a bit rough, but it gives you an idea of what you do. And then yesterday we used the cookie cutter, and we felted these little hearts. And I have some other projects I was going to show you also, some other things we could do. But I only want to show you the easier things that, here's the little dog I made. He was the first one, little beagle. He's a little long in the tooth, is that? I don't know what that expression means. But you had to like felt the little tail, make that. And the whole time as you're felting, it was a wire frame. And then you wrap it with the roving. You can wrap it, and then you just keep felting. And then when you get it all the shape you want, then you felt the colors on it.
Kathy said it's a snowman. Supplied me with a bunch of string. I guess is felt. She says that's cute.
Yeah, it's
Luann
not like
says,
this.
Cute little doggy.
Send me a picture of it.
Candy says she has some alpaca wool type balls for my dryer that look like the start of your project.
Exactly, that's what I'm going to show you next. But anyway,
Krista says
you
he's
filled
adorable. Candy says he's
you
wonderful.
felt the little ears.
Michelle says I love him.
Just on here, you keep wadding up and felting.
Hi Judy,
so
good to see you. She
Hi
says
Judy.
Cute.
It would be similar to this, but no cookie cutter. You just felt some, and I forget, I think you shaped it as you go. I don't think we cut it. But you can also felt a sheet and cut it, and then felt around the edge if you want. But this is like a wire frame, and down the road maybe I'd show you how to do that. But I just want quick, fun projects that don't cause any anxiety, and they're more beginner projects, but that was one of my first projects I did. And then I told you I made some freestanding rabbits and things for the people that had the alpaca shop. But anyway, that's the ball, and it's covered. And so it does look like that.
Candy says the spotting and coloring are so cool.
Yeah, so all the wool is different and different qualities. Oh, of the beagle, yeah. And that's the person that taught the class. That's actually a little plastic nose. I guess you can buy them online someplace. And little
Hi, Connie.
eyes.
Good to see you.
And it was fun. There was like 25 of us doing it, and the dogs all turned out different. And
She says the dog is amazing.
most everybody had felted before, but I had not, and I did that. I forget, I think I did April Cornell first, and which was just the flat, simple thing. And then when I went to do the dog, I'm like, this is nothing like what I thought. But it was really
Candy
fun.
said you did a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Judy says they're back at the Cox Hotel. Don got an echo on his heart early. She didn't want to drive back in the dark, 10 degrees in the morning.
And it's icy, Judy, and it's cold if you had a problem. So I did find some more red, and this isn't like bright red, but it's...
Yeah, I hope all goes well, Judy.
Yeah, it's
Tammy
always
says,
something.
hi, Tammy, good to see you. She says, that's really nice.
Tammy.
Taylor.
Oh. Okay, so now we're going to do the red.
Candy says, there's not much you can't do because you're amazing.
No, you know what? Somebody today, my friend Tammy today was on, and well, the other day I talked about somebody tying a knot, and she said, I know you were talking about me. And I'm like, no, I wasn't talking about you. But, you know, I can tie a knot, wrap around my finger, ride it off. I've worked so many jobs and worked so many years and hustled to keep my head above water and a roof over my kids' heads. And
Krista
so
loves the beagle. Okay, it
tried-
came in, Kathy. We'll check when we're finished.
I've tried all kinds of crafts. I've tried a lot of things. I sent my daughter out on a job one time. I couldn't do it, but with a florist. And I said to her, they were decorating a church for a wedding, and I said, just take the job and say you know what you're doing. And she says, but I don't know how to make those bows for the end of the pews. I'm like, just stand next to somebody that looks like what they're doing, and you got to look over, and you just got to duplicate it, you know. And
Hi, Kathy with the K. Good to see you.
you know, that's how I've always ridden by the seat of my pants. If there was a way to make money, I would try to do it to support us. I worked hard, not smart. So,
Oh, Tammy, that's great. Glad to have you here. Thanks so much. Tammy Taylor says, first time with y'all.
oh, wow, thanks. If you like us, I hope you choose to follow. I always forget to say that.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know.
But I've always tried all kinds of things, and I never get good at anything. I don't like to read directions. I was watching Dina do that diamond art, and I'm like, if you have to read directions, I can't do it. It looks really pretty, but I would buy the card, not try to make it. I just don't like to read directions, and at this point in life, a lot of things just really seem too hard for me to put the energy in to learn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this red, and I just kind of shaped it a little bit, but you don't have to shape it if you don't want to. This is all just fly by the seat of your pants kind of crafts. And like I said, if you don't buy the felting and all, that's okay. You can, I'll show you what you can use instead. You know, if you want to start out and you don't want to invest, because you know, everything, you need supplies, everything costs money. Not everybody's in the position, or not everybody wants to spend that kind of money for it. So I'm just putting the red on here. And you should be able to tell where I'm going with that. See, John?
I can't tell, Mara.
Can't you?
No.
John's always thinks everything I do is great, and that's because he doesn't see anybody else doing it. If he watched the crafters more, he would be amazed how talented everybody is. And like I can sew just because I've sewed so much, and I can tie a knot on a piece of thread because I've been doing that since I was a little girl. And time's money when you're doing the crafts.
Hi, Sandy. Good to see you.
To help support your family. So you figure out how to do stuff. But I always tell people I know how to do a lot of things, but very crudely. And at this point, you know, I used to be a lot neater, and you'll see some of the things I've done when I was younger and didn't have shaky hands and had better vision. And what I'm doing is just shaping the red as I'm going along. And I mean, if you wanted to try to draw out something, and you just kind of, if it's thicker, you can try to pull it with the needle. You pretty much want to stab straight in, not stab at an angle, because the needles can break pretty easily. They're very thin. And you just want to go around here and poke it in. Where it's thicker, just give it a few extra pokes. But down the shore, we started in a co-op, and it was, what, about an hour and a half ride down there. And we'd only have to go down like once a week to replenish. And we started out with one space, and we ended up with probably about 20 spaces in the co-op. And then we found that we just wanted to go out on our own, and that's
it's 8:30.
when... Oh, okay. When we got our own, we started with a small store, and that only lasted a couple months. We weren't really happy with that. So you can see where I'm going. I just want to fill in a little bit more on that heart. And you can just take little pieces off, and you can bunch it up or however you want to do it, and just fill in. And I'm thinking if I had a kid, I probably would just randomly make stuff with the materials. I don't know why. You'll see some of the things I made. I followed directions in the old days and all. Now I'm more of a free spirit. And I think I showed, somewhere along the line, I had studied costume illustrating and flat pattern and all that. And that's all, and textiles and chemistry and all. And that's more of an exact craft. And I used to do count and cross stitch, and I finished the pillows for a count and cross stitch store. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff in my lifetime. But like I said,
Luann says, you are a very resourceful artist, and she loves it. Thank you, Luann.
So there's a heart on here. So I can make a few more little hearts, or...
Candy says, it's fun to see the projects you've made in the past and thought, okay, not bad.
Yeah, we went back and looked at the lives from when we were in the beginning, and I'm like, oh boy, this stuff looked better than I remembered it at the time. But I'm my worst critic. And today we're talking about what gives people self-esteem. And what did we come up with, John?
Geez, Mayor. That was like a long time ago, that conversation. I think what do we say? Parents that instill self-esteem in their children.
Yeah, we noticed like that a girl that was daddy's little girl seems to be so much more confident as a woman, or a boy that was mommy's little boy, you know, tend to be confident. I'm trying to think, should I put some little hearts around here? You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to continue on this so I can show you, and I can always go back and fill in. So you have the idea. That's what you do on that. So now you can embellish, you know, you can put all kinds of things on here if you want. You could go to other trimmings if you wanted to put, do you remember the old art that was a straight pin and it had little beads and sequins on it and they made ornaments like that? You could put that on here and enhance it. You could go and use like rickrack and put some rickrack on here. I think I'm more of a purist. I'd rather stay with all the roving on here, but you can make these really elaborate and all. But I'll show you where I'll deviate on that, because I want to show you the other thing with the other way you can do this. But I pulled out
Hi,
some
Linda
ribbon.
Farmer, good to see you.
And
Hope all's well. She says, love this craft. Looks like good distress therapy, too.
yeah, it's like it's like the reminds you of something else, which I don't know whether I'm allowed to say, and so don't say it just in case, but I think you know what I mean. But anyway, I didn't go back out to the barn, and all my ribbon on the spools are out in the barn. So these look really snowy white, but which do you like better? Do you like the heart ribbon for a bow on here, if you can see that? Or do you like the red ribbon with the polka dots? Let's see. Send hearts if you want the heart ribbon, and send, what can they send for the polka dots? Send a thumbs up for the polka dots. Heart if you want the heart ribbon, and thumbs up if you want the polka dots. It's going to be a big...
Thumbs up so far.
Okay. It's going to be a big bow.
Hi, Aries Moon. Good to see you. Oh, boy, thumbs up.
Okay. I thought they'd like the hearts.
Thumbs up.
I think this is too white for that. I just like hearts, but we do
I didn't get one heart.
We do what the people want.
Michelle says the polka dots.
So
thumbs
what
up,
we're going to
thumbs
do,
up, thumbs up. Nobody sent a heart, so thumbs up wins.
this has the wire edging, which is really nice for it. And I'm just going to make a little bow. And this is where you look at the person next to you.
More thumbs up.
Okay. And you think...
That wins hands down. There was not even one single heart.
Oh boy. And I thought the heart was the wiener. So it's
Krista
nice.
says the polka dots.
Polka
Yeah, I
dot.
kind of thought that too, guys.
Oh really?
Yeah. What did you like? The other one?
I like the hearts, but the only thing, it was so white. This is white too, but it's not as much white as the hearts. So do you have any good dental stories to tell us, John?
Oh, I don't know. That's so long ago already.
It's like another lifetime. One of John's friends visited the other day, and I said to him, I think John looked cuter when he went to work every day. You know what I'm going to do, John? I'm going to make life easy. Would you tie a knot in this, try to make the tail?
I tie a knot? Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I'm going to hold it. You just, here.
Hold
Matter
on.
of fact, I'll
Candy
make...
said, I thought I would like the hearts, but the dots could be out longer and the heart ribbon was whiter and creamier. Hi, Cindy's Creations. Good to see
So
you.
just take one of each of those two tails and pull it. Pull, 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 pull! Okay, thanks. Got it. We'll double knot that. It's so nice when you have second hands. And then there are times when John's here and he can... John, can you get me the charger for my phone and all that? Then he looks cute too. When he brings me
Mostly
my
look
coffee.
cute for in the morning for coffee.
He used to make my...
I could bring it in person now. Before I had to just bring it up and leave.
So I tied it with a little bit of a thinner ribbon in the middle. Well, I half tied it, John, the other half. And I made a little knot here. Ta-da! So there's a little knot on that. And now I want to cut these two tails about the same. Tails of two cities. When you guys learned in school this stuff, was it really interesting? I never would read the books that, like, you were supposed to read for English, speaking of Tales of Two Cities. They would tell you to read this stuff, and I was going to read it, and I would say, okay, tonight I'm trying to cross my legs because I'm jammed up against the counter.
Michelle says it's a cute bow.
And I would say, okay, I'm going to read. This is like me reading directions. So I'm going to read the directions. I'm really going to be good about it. And I start out, once upon a time, and then I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if I like the heart ribbon better or the polka dot when I'm doing my project. And that's how my life goes. And then I think, okay, I'm really going to concentrate this time. Okay. So then, let's see. Did I water my plants today? I could never concentrate. I never read any of the material. Now I'm so interested in history. I'm so interested in reading. All this stuff that it's a shame. I would love to go back and learn. And at one point in life, I thought I was going to go back and live in the town where I went to college, because you could go to, you could take classes, audit classes for free, the seniors, and you'd always get some interesting people in your class.
Candy says, I'm picturing you adding more hearts on the ball so the dots would not compete.
That's what I'm going to do.
Michelle says, what's instructions?
Yeah. They're only there to confuse you. I'm going to cut these tails shorter.
I say, thank heavens for instructions.
Yeah. John always reads instructions. He reads...
Candy says, but now you have time for your vast curiosity.
Yeah. And I read such trivia, don't I, John?
You do. Luann says, I like pictures better than print instructions. Yeah, me too.
But John's, like, if it says, boil the spaghetti in 1 gallon of water, then he's got to figure out to measure out a gallon of water and all that stuff. Not me.
I take it literal.
I'm like, John, just give me the darn
But that's
pot.
because of dentistry. Like when you had to mix all those dental materials together, if you mixed it with inappropriate amounts, you would affect the success of the outcome of what you were trying to achieve. So I guess that's so ingrained in my head that it's hard to get outside the box with that.
I forgot to bring in my pin cushion, but I brought in these,
Michelle says, if I
floral
read
pins.
instructions, I promise it won't be correct.
Yeah, and my dad would always say they're always there, only there to confuse you. So these are like a hairpin and I wanted to use a straight pin, but of course I forgot to bring one in here. So I'm going to take the bow.
Correct, Luann.
And I'm going to put it on top of the ball, if I can get
Yes,
it.
there was.
There was what? A point to our story?
No, good reason for details. Tammy says, hands-on is better for me. Yeah, I like that too, Tammy.
And I like to watch somebody, and I usually don't do it the same way they do it, but I get a good idea of how I want to do it. And this pin isn't big enough. I'm going to be right back. Give me a minute to get to the other room and get
Luann
my
was a
straight pin.
dental assistant many years ago. Favorite years of working?
I'm here. I'm just going.
Yeah, don't go away. Mary will be back. She's got to get a long straight pin. Oh yeah, that's the dental assistant is an integral part of providing dentistry, Luann. You know that. The dentist can't do it all by himself. So good for you.
All the stuff I brought in.
Here she comes. Don't run away.
It was good it wasn't yesterday because I couldn't have made it into the other room. I'm actually walking today, and life is wonderful. But this pin is would be better for thin ribbon. That's a floral thing. So I'm going to try this hat pin that I have. And I just want to put that on. This
Candace
reminds
said she's amazed you're walking without hollering in pain.
Oh, yesterday I was. Today I got up and I actually felt a little better.
Oh, that's cool, Judy. Judy's daughter was a dental assistant for many years as well.
That one does want to poke in.
Very cool.
The ribbon's so thick. Nothing feels okay. That's going in. When you have that much ribbon. And this reminds me of a little girl with a big bow in her hair. My one granddaughter wore all those big bows. I think there was some singer or some popular person with the JoJo, I think. The JoJo bows, they call them. So that's how it looks. So you could put something on the bottom hanging down, like some streamers or what's that called? Tassel, and make it like a kissing bowl. But this needs a lot more little hearts and things on here, but...
Hi, J. Will Creations. She said she's been quietly watching and listening while on her drive home.
Oh, be careful driving.
Yeah, I hope you're home now, Janice.
She's the next one
You're on in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Holler if you need more time. John will sing and dance for everybody.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But anyway, that's
Bernice says
that.
it's so
it
cute.
Needs some more on it, more hearts. But I was going to show you if you
Vintage Country Crafting says super cute. Michelle says really cute.
So it just needs, I'd put a little glue in here and hold this down better, and I would put a lot more, I'll put more stuff on here, some more hearts and things, just, but that gives you an idea. You can make a bowl, and this is one that I made that's really old. It's probably at least 10 years old, but it was for a Christmas ornament, and the bow's really matted up and all. But it's got a little house, a snowman.
Michelle likes it just like that.
Some Christmas trees. Another little house, if you can see them.
Janice says that may be worth being late for.
But you can fool around with the wire and make this a little better. But this one's probably 10 years old. Has some glitter in it, in the yarn. Looks like snow and all. So that's one I made years ago. It gives you an idea. But I just wanted to show something really simple because...
No, you don't, Candy.
What did she say? She wants to
She's
see.
teasing Janice, come on late so I can sing and dance.
Oh.
Tammy says adorable. Michelle says such talent.
So Tammy was saying about the dryer ball. And
Krista loves it.
Thanks. And that's what I pulled out, a dryer ball, because it really does look like that. And
Sandy says very pretty.
I forget how much these were. How much were they?
6. We bought 6 of them.
For how much?
I don't remember.
They weren't very
It's
expensive.
too long ago, Mayor.
I don't even think they were $2 a piece, were they?
I have no idea.
But this is...
Linda Farmer says very nice. Candy says it's so cool, Marilyn. Linda G says love your project.
So this is just the dryer ball. And remember I said I used yarn? And this is just a very inexpensive yarn. And I don't know whether I bought it or got it on a buy nothing or something. I use a lot of stuff that I get. And I don't remember where I got it or whatever. So if I wanted to do little polka dots, I could just make like a little knot with the yarn, kind of tangle it up. We'll cut that little piece off. So on my other thing, if I want to make polka dots, I just tangle a little ball of the yarn. And actually, you know what? The pins that you buy, I think, are rough. And this is smooth, a little hat pin. But if you had to, you could use that. It wouldn't be as tangle as easily, because the other pin has a little bit of a barb to it. And this is where you have to be careful, like on that, all the little snowman.
Did you make your sweater?
No, I didn't make this sweater. Somewhere I have a bunch of sweaters, bunch more that I made, and they're the warm ones because they're all wool. But see how you put that on, and it works just as good as the roving, I think. And when I did the rabbits, I didn't have pink roving at the time. I'm trying to cross my legs, but I can't get them in here. They're grasshopper legs. But you can just poke that right in there. How's our time, John?
10 minutes.
Okay. So you could just use that yarn. So if you want to start out and just see if you like it before you buy anything, you can just use stuff. If you have any cheap yarn, I wouldn't buy yarn. I would just use something I have. Or go on, if you're on a buy nothing site, ask if anybody has any scraps of yarn they aren't using. Because that's what this pink came, I think, just from in a batch of yarn somebody gave me. And this was a dryer ball. And probably, I've never used these balls in the dryer, but I ordered them a while ago thinking, oh boy, you could felt on them and how cool they were.
Candy says, how about those pins to forget to pull out of your sewing project if I've got banged up rough pins?
Yeah, they would probably work too. But it's easier, I think, with a longer one. I think with a short pin, oh, you could felt with a short pin. Yeah, Candy, just experiment. Take your dryer ball out and try poking on it and all. You don't know whether you're going to like something, and a lot of times
Krista
by the time...
says grasshopper legs?
Yeah, grasshopper legs, yeah. And I look at my grandkids sometimes, and I'm like, oh boy, it looks... And my best friend from college, her daughter is as tall as I am, and her grandchildren look the same, all long, thin little grasshopper legs. They look so cute. In my family, that's what we call them. But anyway, so you don't need to buy any expensive supplies, and you can experiment. And if you want to put like trimmings, like I said, just scrap trimmings and put on, it would be really cute. And even like I'm just looking at the little scraps of ribbon. If you wanted to, you could just put them on. You would probably want whitehead pins. But you could just put a lot of little pieces of scraps around on your styrofoam too. And it would look really cute. So it's something very easy.
Candy says, yep, it's fun to try new things.
Yeah, but I wouldn't spend a lot of money in the beginning. And I have one more thing, but I think I don't have enough time to show the other project.
Somebody did I forget who we were watching, they're like, I have to do a speed craft.
Oh, yeah, that I think was Michelle, wasn't it?
I don't know. Was that you, Michelle? You're going to do a speed, did you do the speed craft?
Speed craft. Should I try to do a speed
craft? I only have a few minutes left. I have to do a speed craft.
So this will be a speed craft. John went out to
7 minutes.
John went out to the bar. Oh, plenty of time, plenty of time. Is this felt or is this flannel? That's flannel, I think. Although we could use that. John went out and tried to get what I need.
It was Michelle.
Yeah, she did a speed craft. So this is just like a square of red felt, and we're going to put it on our block. And if you get this foam in a lot of packing stuff.
It's a race. It's a race.
It's a race. You get this foam in a lot of packing stuff. So this is just a piece of felt. And let's grab some of this white. Because like when I was teaching, you always had like extra things. First, if you used up did the project and there was time left, sometimes you could let kids just talk. But if you were being observed, you didn't want that to happen. So you always had all little packets of stuff to do. And in case you had a substitute, you always had to have extra stuff. And that's how this whole counter is covered with things, and just in case.
Harry Moon says she loves that ball so nice. Hey, Carol, good to see you. She said, sorry she's late. Another visit to the ER. She said,
oh, no.
Pretty soon she's going to own that hospital.
What's the matter, Carol?
6 minutes.
So, this is a speed craft. So I'm just taking the piece of flannel, of felt, just cheap felt. And like I said, a lot of times this really dense styrofoam is in packing material. And I save any packing material. But that you could use for that. And you don't need a lot of this roving. When you buy it, like this was a pack that we ordered a long time ago. And I haven't even
Carol
opened.
got COVID.
Oh, Carol. I am
sorry
so
to
sorry.
hear that, Carol. Hang in there. 5 minutes.
Yeah, everybody they say is getting sick.
Yeah, we got the triple threat. We heard on the news today the flu, the COVID, and what was the third thing? Was it the RSV or some crazy stuff?
And then the stomach thing. Gastrointestinal problems.
Candy says it's worth saving, like good cardboard.
Yep, good cardboard. So like I said, you could put a little picture on here. I'm just doing hearts because it takes no skill. But you just felt right onto the felt. And you make a little thing. And these would be cute. You could use it on a card, or I was going to, I figured I could make a couple little ornaments out of this. And I used to get together with a group of ladies for a luncheon thing, and we made all kinds of projects every time. Each person would bring something towards the luncheon, and we would do crafts, and we were doing it quite frequently. But 2 people moved away, and most of my friends have passed, so that was kind of the end of that. But so there's a little heart on the felt, and then that could be made into a little project, a little pillow or something. It just pulls right off.
So hey everybody,
just pulls right off like that.
I want to thank Krista again, our great host, for the Stand Tall Crafting Group, inviting us along tonight and being part of the event. And thank you, Krista. Again, we appreciate that. And remember, it's a free group, so please join, become a member, check out the other crafters. If you didn't catch them live, go back and check them on their replays, which they would appreciate. And don't go away. We have a couple more minutes, but coming along after us, if I understand this correctly, it's her first time live. Is that right, Mary?
Yeah, I think that's what.
I think that's what I heard, but I'm not sure. But anyway, hey, hang on, and right after us is J. Will Creations. Remember, she was driving home
So
from
we
work.
hope she made it, because John.
And it's Janice, so don't run away. Stay tuned for her. And in the meantime, Mary, you have about 2 minutes left. So thanks again, everybody, for joining
So
us, and follow us and follow the other crafters, and have a good
I
night.
hope you're
But we have 2
following
minutes
us.
left.
So here's, I think we're like 12 from the next milestone, 12 people or something. So here's the heart, and a lot more can go on here, and I think it would look really cute with the tassel hanging on the bottom. But that you can hang like as a kissing ball someplace in the house, or just on a tree, however you want, or a doorway. We showed you the dryer ball, and we just used yarn and put a thing on here, but you could do something really cute on here.
Thank you, Carol.
Whatever
Thank
you
you,
want.
Laura.
And
Thank
if
you,
you
Luann. Thank
don't
you,
like
Michelle.
it just
Thank you,
pulls
Tammy.
right off. And we showed
Thank you,
you
Ada.
the dog that I made. We showed the
Thank you again, Laura.
the Christmas kissing ball with the snowman and the houses and all that. And we showed you the felted hearts from the cookie cutter that we did yesterday. And we showed you the string quilting that I did, showed you, and then made them into these hearts. So I hope you got inspiration today. Nothing's rocket scientist work, and it should be fun and easy and good opportunity to be creative.
Thank you, Kathy.
So, thanks. Is that the time?
Yeah, there we go, Mayor. Wave
Okay,
goodbye.
thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks, everybody,
I'm praying
again.
I'm still on my feet tomorrow.
Have a
I
great
have
night,
more
everybody.
ideas.
And stay tuned for Janice, J. Will Creations. And thanks again, Krista, and feel better, Carol. And take care, everybody. And 9 o'clock, it's a wrap.